Excellent. Thanks, Anthony. Actually, first we're going to have Chris Sloan from Online Business go ahead and kick off um, the meeting.
Amazing. Thanks, Dwayne, and thanks everyone for joining in here. Thanks for joining our webinar on how Agentic AI is transforming CX and the contact centers. Just wanted to set the table and maybe tell a little story about who we are. So my name is Chris Terrio. I'm the Senior Director and Principal Consultant for the Customer Engagement Practice at Online Business Systems, recently now become part of CGI. What that means and what that entails is that we focus on all things technology related to contact centers and contact center tech. So with our practice, CGI, obviously a large consultancy, but within contact center, we have resources that specialize largely in Five9, some other contact center providers, Salesforce, some custom software development, and we also do staff aug, all under the umbrella of what we call customer engagement. Dwayne, if we can go to the next slide. So as Anthony and Dwayne kind of described, we're here in partnership with what is one of our very important partners, Five9. It is a large focus of our practice. So our relationship with Five9 is one of value-added resellers. So we are a VAR partner, and we're also system integrators. So we're SI partners. So a large portion of our resources within our practice on a day-to-day basis are deploying and working in Five9 and with Five9 hand in hand. So very happy to have them here and believe that the Five9 solution is a very important part in what's going on today with Agentic AI and helping people realize the advantages of that. Dwayne, can we go to the next one? So kind of to tee this up, Agentic AI is kind of defined as automation that exists to act as an agent on your behalf. So to perform tasks or automation kind of in the background. So just wanted to set maybe a high-level view or some information related to that. So pulled this graphic from Gartner. So what we see here is essentially just the 8 major highest impact use cases that Gartner has kind of captured from the use of Gen AI. And Gen AI seems lately to be the backbone of what is that focus of Agentic AI. A lot of investment, a lot of focus is being placed on Gen AI. So some of those key things that do end up touching the contact center and support quite frequently are things like a virtual agent, or what we used to call bots. But now we're seeing Gen AI introduced in that technology exchange. And things like call summarization or transcription or analysis of any sort of transcription that's been done, text analysis, and even content generation for agents to help agents in their day-to-day activity. So these aren't things, maybe 5 years ago, these were things that were aspirational. How would we do it? Be very difficult. But these are things that are within touch today with all the tools that are out there. So people are really seeking to find ROI in some of those items by 2026. So coming in this next fiscal, a lot of people are having a great focus on how we can get Gen AI to help us out in the contact center. Dwayne, if we can go to the next one. Perfect. So this is a build slide, but in this one, we kind of see some statistics again from Gartner that 81%. That's quite a significant statistic that CX leaders are planning to spend their money in 2026 in enabling AI. And what are they looking to do with that? Well, 63% are focusing largely on efficiency. So the introduction of automation helps with that. So again, being very efficient with their costs within a contact center. And 52% are focused on the quality of service. So consistency that gets introduced with automation or things of the like. So very important that, to many people out there that in 2026, they are absolutely seeking to realize investment with all that. So all that being said, we do believe that, Five9 introduced recently at their CX Summit some great things that are going on in this space. And with that, I'm going to introduce our Five9 friends who are going to drive this. So next, I'm going to pass it over to Ben Arsenault and let him introduce himself and go on from there.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Nice to meet everybody. Thanks, everyone, for joining. I'm Ben Arsenault. I'm one of the sales directors here at Five9. I work out of Calgary, and I cover Western Canada. So I work alongside Adam and Dwayne, Chris at OBS. With their customers. So a little bit about Five9. We've been in business for over 20 years, 24 years to be exact. And you can kind of On the visual on the left here, you can kind of see our trajectory in revenue over the last 15 years. Last year was a big milestone for the company. We approached and exceeded $1 billion in annual recurring revenue, which was, for a software company, it's a pretty big achievement. We're about 3,000 staff globally, and about 3,000 plus customers. One of the key things about Five9 is we continue to grow. I think this year we're on target to approach 1.3 billion. And the reason for the growth is our continued innovation and our continued trust by organizations to partner with Five9. So we see a lot of new client acquisition, and we continue. When I joined the company 4 years ago, we were only 600 million in revenue. So most of that growth has been organic. You can see some of the logos on the right-hand side that trust Five9 with their contact center. And this is more of a global kind of logo slide. I have another slide that shows some more Canadian companies. But one key thing about Five9 is all our resources are focused on delivering the same solution. So we're born in the cloud. We only have one solution. That one solution supports all sizes of organizations, whether you have 5 agents or 50,000 agents. Five9 actually delivers the same tool. So it's extremely scalable. And all of our support, all our professional services, our partners are all focused on delivering that one solution. The next slide here is just the Gartner's Magic Quadrant. It's released every year in the fall. We're proud to say that we're on the leader category here. And I just wanted to point out a few key points that they had brought up in their analysis. We're happy to share this study if anybody wants to look at it. But they highlighted that some of the strengths of Five9 is our support services, so post-sale support and reliability. As you know, some major brands trust customer support in Five9, so it's really important for them that they have a reliable solution and that you're getting good post-sale support. So we do that. The other comment was around our delivery model and ability to support all seat sizes, whether you're 5 agents or over 1,000 seats, and very complex environments. We're suited really well for all sizes, which is going back to my earlier point. And then our focus on AI and our attach rate. So new customers coming onto the platform, a lot of our new customers are taking advantage of our AI suite and adding right out of the get-go, adding functionality to elevate the customer experience. Next slide. Here's a list of Canadian customers. One thing to highlight here just around some of our customers globally and both here in Canada is that we touch all verticals, whether that be retail, finance, insurance, manufacturing, healthcare. Those are some of our fastest growing verticals. But really, if you think about customer support teams, sales teams, IT support teams, HR shared service departments, field operations support teams, all of those organizations within the business would definitely take advantage of a Five9 solution. Next slide. We're here to talk a little bit about the new CX. So blending AI and human agents, we really believe at Five9 that there has to be a blend. So what we're going to showcase is some of the neat things that our organizations are looking at, our customers are looking at onboarding with Five9, and that's going to allow them to lower their costs and produce a higher efficiency rate at delivering a better CX. Next slide. And this is just a visual before we hand it off to Dwayne, who's one of our solution consultants. This is just a little bit of visual of the platform. So anybody who's not familiar with like a Five9 or a contact center provider, really you have your customer. On this slide, you have your customer on your left. They choose the channel that they want to interact with the organization, whether that be voice, chat, SMS, email, maybe it's a video call. Maybe it's interacting with one of our AI agents, which could be a voice agent or a digital agent. And then in the middle, you have Five9, the application where your people or the AI agents are working within. All of our applications at Five9 are really easy to integrate. We have full open APIs to integrate to back office systems, CRMs like Salesforce, Zendesk, Oracle, Microsoft Dynamics, ServiceNow, and integrate back into different UC solutions like a Microsoft Teams, so that there's full synchronization of your user base within the teams and the Five9 environment. And then we'll touch on some of the agent capabilities and some of the tools that are AI powered that are helping the agent be way more productive. So that's just a little snapshot of the tool set. And we're obviously going to focus our conversation around the AI suite today, but we're always happy to have another discussion about other solutions. I'm going to pass it on to Dwayne. So thank you.
Hey, thanks, Ben. Yes, so my name is Dwayne McKay. I'm a senior partners solution consultant. I support both our partners and our Five9 field team. So today I'm really going to focus around Genius AI. And what is Genius AI from Five9? It really is not a product that we offer. It's a marketing term, but it really kind of covers two areas that we feel is very important when talking about AI capabilities. As you can see on the left, the first point we want to bring before we introduce any type of AI solution into a customer environment is we really want to identify through this four-step methodology process that we've put in place to go through and make sure that the solution we identify and partner with the customer on, is that it's the right solution. It addresses the needs. And then, of course, on the right-hand side, it is we're going to show and demonstrate our end-to-end suite of Five9 AI solutions that will address some of your needs. So from the first part, this four-step methodology, what we do in partnership, Five9 and online business, is sit down with you, the customer, and understand some of the pain points. What are some of the challenges that you have within your organization? We listen and understand. And then what we do is we come back and we propose or suggest a AI-based solution. And then through that analyzing process, we identify a solution. And then we go ahead and we tailor it to meet your needs and requirements. We then apply it into your environment. And we just don't stop there. It's a continuing, evolving process, as in the circle here. We go back through and sit down with you again, and let's see if those issues or challenges have been addressed through this application. If not, we go back through this process of analyzing, tailoring, and applying again until we get it right. And even then, it does not stop, because there may be other challenges, other AI solutions that could help address or even improve business processes or functions within your organization. So again, this is a critical step that we, in partnership with Online Business, look to solve your problems. Then, of course, we have our suite of AI solutions, and I'll kind of go along the top there. So from a top perspective, these are the solutions that we have in place. From the left, these are more for customer self-services. Our IVA, which you'll hear the term, which stands for Intelligent Virtual Agent. It could be a voice bot or a chatbot service. Our AI agents, which takes it from the next level of, let's say, a knowledge base, intent, keyword spotting, to being reaching more of chat, GPT, or some of the AI services, including retrieval augmentation, generation. And then from there, we also have AI authentication, because security is extremely important as we start to look at rolling out more and more AI solutions. We want to make sure that the person that is interacting with your organization is the person that we want in there. And we want to make sure that we've authenticated them before we continue through. We're rolling out our AI knowledge base, which is critical for the AI capabilities, so that now we've got these guardrails in place to make sure that responses that we provide to customers is actually the information that your organization has, and we're delivering the correct knowledge and responses. From an agent assist perspective, we leverage, again, a lot of the AI knowledge, but we have a solution called Agent Assist. We've had this for a while, but we're continuing to improve the solution by embedding more and more AI capability within it, including AI summary, AI knowledge, and then coming soon, we're actually going to be doing AI guidance cards, where now instead of doing predetermined cards that you think are right, AI knowledge cards are going to be popping up. And so we'll have more and more accurate information of providing real-time guidance to an agent. Along with this, from a management insight perspective, we have AI summaries. So now that agent, once they're done with the call, do not have to spend a lot of time trying to remember the context of the conversation and putting it all down. AI has captured that, summarized it, the agent can review it and move on to the next call. And then the last product in the suite here that we have is AI Insights. And this is around the business owners understanding truly what's been going on in their contact center. We're going to touch base on 3 of these solutions here. We're going to touch base on AI agents, AI Agent Assist, and AI Insights. Before I move on from this slide here, what's important is that back-end tools to assist through the process here. So we have a tool called Workflow Automation that really provides assistance to an agent so that now they don't have to do manual follow-up and reach out to customers. The Workflow Automation tool can actually perform that based on triggers or events within, let's say, your customer CRM or any other type of alerting solutions. And then, of course, from there, we've got these tools that are available to you as the customer to go in, as well as Online Business and Five9 to support you in developing some of these AI solutions and fine-tuning them, either through AI Agent Studio, Agent Assist Studio, Gen AI, and so forth. So the first solution I'm going to kind of cover is Agent Assist, which Five9 has had around for a while, but we're continuing to improve and enhance its capabilities. So what does Agent Assist really do? What's the benefit that we find? And this is not Five9 saying this. This is the market coming back and saying these are the benefits here. So one of the biggest things with Agent Assist is that it's not AI taking over the call. It's the caller speaking with the agent real time. The Agent Assist provides guidance throughout that call to assist the agent. And what that does is really 2 things. It focuses on improving the customer experience, as well as improving the average handle time an agent has to interact with a caller. Now, by improving the experience and reducing the handle time, from the metrics that we're finding here, these calls can actually be reduced by 27%. What does that really mean to you as the business owner? It means that now these longer hold times in queue are greatly reduced because the agents can move on to the next call that much quicker. A shift of focus to the customer. So one of the big things here, and then one of the biggest advantages to Agent Assist is our AI summary. In the past, if an agent is speaking with a caller and at the end of the call, we've had these typical wrap-up times where an agent can actually be wrapping up a call, putting together notes, compiling thoughts. It can take anywhere from 3 to 5 to 7 minutes to put that all together. The benefit here is Agent Assist AI Summary will automatically run through the conversation transcripts from both the caller and the agent, will take all of that information, leverage AI, and summarize it within 10 to 15 seconds. Agent then can review it and then accept the responses or make changes or modify some of the information that's in the summary. By doing that, we have found through some of the analysts here that this can reduce 40% of the call handling or wrap-up time. So now agents can get to the next caller that much quicker. And then, of course, improving customer scores, customer experience. So Agent Assist, we have seen, can improve that customer experience by 16%. And folks, if you have questions, feel free to hit the Q&A. We do have folks on the call that will be able to respond to these questions. So what is Five9's Agent Assist? And I'll be showing just a couple of screenshots for, to save time and make sure we hit all of the important points. I'll give a little bit more of a demo and show you some of the important information. But really, again, some of the major bullet points that this solution offers, again, is this customizable AI summary. You as the customer have the ability to define what your summaries look like. Is it more in a paragraph form? Is it a bulletized format? Do you want to include the customer sentiment in that summary as well? The other things here too is and you're probably hearing more and more of this retrieval augmentation generation. It's powering your knowledge base, and what this does is that when AI is listening in, it's providing a response back. It's not pulling it out from the internet. It is using your guidance to pull in knowledge base information that you have to provide the correct response or information back to the customer. And then, of course, real-time guidance here as well. So AI, so Agent Assist, we do offer two packages. So we have a standard and advanced, and you can see some of the differences here from the reporting perspective. The basic and advanced, really the difference between the two is in the advanced. From a reporting perspective, you get the additional information around guidance cards, AI checklist, and AI knowledge. AI Insight. So what is really AI Insight? This is a dashboard that really provides more insight into really what is going on in your contact center. It helps you uncover the customer experience. Is the customer happy with how the call went? Are they dissatisfied? Are they upset? Identifying the topics or understanding why they're truly calling in. Historically, the only way contact centers were able to know why a customer was calling was through an agent disposition. The problem with that is on an agent disposition, they're really limited to a drop down of options to say this is why the customer called, but it might not truly be the real exact reason or the intent. The other thing too is, and you're aware of this, you call in, you're speaking to an agent, and maybe you're talking about a loan, but then maybe halfway through the call you want to understand interest rates in a banking environment. Or you want to understand the business hours and is there a personal representative to assist? So you have different topics that actually can cover it in a single call. AI Insight can capture all of that and report on. And then again, the last thing is it's improving the customer experience. Now business owners now finally have the ability to look in, see what's going on, and go down and actually drill down to the agent level or to the campaign level to understand, is there improvements that can be made here? And AI Insight's going to give you recommendations on how we can improve some of that processes as well. What are some of the use cases around AI Insight? So if you have, let's say you roll out a new discount program, how effective is that? What's the marketing campaign that you're offering? Are you getting the responses that you're expecting from this? Is there a reason why a customer has joined or has left your organization? What's the churn going on? AI Insight's actually going to be able to give you more detail around that, including one of the newest features we call Spotlight. And we'll be able to show that here in a few moments. From a features perspective, AI Insight, really, we have just one package, and these are the features that are included with the dashboard. Finally, we're going to talk a little bit about AI agents. So AI agents is really new. And how does this differentiate from what we call our legacy or intelligent virtual agent? So our intelligent virtual agent historically worked off of natural language processing. It would listen in, it would understand the intent of the caller. It would try to do more of a keyword spotting. And then if it didn't necessarily find the optimal choice, it would come back and say, I'm not really sure how to handle your call. I don't understand. And so the problem that you have there is that it's that callers are now just dropping out or wanting to speak to a live agent because they're not getting the response that they're looking for in here. AI agents is leveraging the power of AI to do more for you. So again, as I mentioned, with AI, with the current IVA platform, some of the issues that we have here is high development costs and time. So when you build it out, you actually have to build out a true map of how calls are going to flow, a call flow. It could be a really complex tree. And the problem there is that you might not actually be capturing all of the intent of why the caller is calling in. We've all been on calls where we've hit a virtual agent or an IVR, and we get frustrated. We say, "Give me a live agent. I just want to speak to a live agent now." And so now you've got low containment. The customer's already angry because they're screaming at the system and wanting to speak to an agent. So they're already your agents are already struggling with upset customers before they even start the conversation. And then as things change, which they do within your organization, managing these menus can be difficult and to maintain. Also, on the other flip side, some of the risks that you run into leveraging with agentic AI, we've all seen this AI hallucination. So we'll do a Google search and asking for something, and it comes back with an AI response. And you review the response, and you're like, where did they get this answer? It really can be challenging of trusting the source. I mean, where did that AI agent get that response from? So we are providing solutions that mitigate or eliminate these hallucinations and make sure that the AI agent is providing the correct information to the customer. But what's important to point out here with our AI agent is that we don't necessarily want to lock them down into a scripted prompt, keyword spotting environment, but yet at the same time, we do not want to give them the free reins of giving the AI agent given that type of a response that might not necessarily be right. So Five9 is leveraging our concept we call dial by trust. So how much of this do we want to make sure it's locked down to where we actually let the AI agent be able to provide some responses that might not necessarily be identified through our AI knowledge base, but leveraging what we've done through some mapping and also training as customers are calling through and leveraging the platform here. So we can leverage generative AI for intent recognition. We can also leverage and improve some of the knowledge information that's available. So again, dial by trust. It's really making sure that we could rapidly deploy an AI-based solution, but at the same time making sure we're controlling the content that's coming back to the customer. With that, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the demos now. So from the first one, I want to address from AI Insights, Agent Assist. In kind of respect for time to make sure we can stay on this on the theme frame for this webinar. What I've done for Agent Assist, I've just grabbed a couple of screenshots. I'm going to talk through them. And again, we can always provide a live demonstration to you. And again, so we'll coordinate that through the online business folks, and we can schedule that for a follow-up. So on my screen here, I'm showing you what is a typical Five9, what we call Agent Desktop Plus client. It is a browser-based client. And in this environment right now, what I'm showing is the agent actually is on a call. We have our call controls here where the agent can put the caller on hold, end the call, and so forth. But within the agent screen or agent assist screen, we really break it down into 4 areas. So we have our conversation transcript. On the left-hand side, you'll see the customer's transcription from text to speech, as well as the agent over here on the right-hand side. Guidance. In here, this is our AI knowledge base. So if a customer is requesting some particular information, and in here, this is our guidance cards, and so we pre-build these today. So, for example, you can see here the conversations going on in a financial environment through multi-bank between a customer and the agent. Agent discovers the customer is using their debit card. We can actually, using our workflow automation, pull in information from the agent and says, oh, by the way, and present it to the agent saying, oh, by the way, we see this customer is using their debit card hard. So what it does is it's providing real-time information so that now the agent can provide better service to that customer. If the information in the guidance card is not available, the agent actually has access directly to the knowledge base by typing in a question. The benefit there is they don't have to switch screens or go to another application to look up information. They can all do it within this guidance window. Over on the right, we have a checklist. And the benefit here is that the business owners for the contact centers have identified 4 topics that they want to make sure the agent covers during the call. And as those are being covered by the agent, Agent Assist is automatically checking these tasks off. And what's important about that is that this information can actually be sent into your customer relationship management software, CRM application. This next screen is once the call has ended, we still see a little bit of the conversation transcripts. In the guidance, for example, we actually offered a guidance card to the agent to say, hey, make sure you talk to that customer about an upsell opportunity into a new master. Over here, the agent covered all of the tasks, including being polite and courteous. And our AI summary is now here, which in this particular format, it shows the customer name and it's hitting 5 bullet items or 4 bullet items around what was covered during that call. Once the agent hits confirm summary and sets a disposition, they're now available for the next call. All right, I'm going to go ahead and drop out of the screen. And what I'm going to do is give me just a moment. I'm going to have to log in. I'm going to also open it up for questions at the end. So give me just a moment, and I'm going to log back in. We have a timer that makes sure for security purposes logs me out. And I'm logging back in. Take me just a moment here. And I am logging into Five9 Admin Console. This is our latest administration console that allows administrators, and then based on your rights, anybody within the contact center that needs certain access or certain privileges For example, if I have just a user that just wants to see AI insight, this would be the only tile available within admin console. So it's very flexible in what it can do. But from an AI insight perspective, what I've done is I've created multiple dashboards. And this is pulling in information based on what is actually going on in your contact center. Now, to create a dashboard, it takes a minimum of 500 calls into the contact center before it can start producing a visible dashboard. And of course, it's going to pull in information based on those 500 calls. But as you as you receive more and more calls, the area continues to improve of the topics and the results for this. So let me go through the dashboard. So this is what we call Blue Ruby Financial. This is our demo page. And what I'm doing in this dashboard is it's a financial dashboard. So think of it as a bank coming in, and we really break this down into a couple of different areas. First, I'm only looking at or reporting on the last 7 days. I'm looking at all campaigns, skills, and I'm going to provide 10 or more of the topics that AI Insight has determined the reasons why customers have called in. This whole area we call performance, operational performance. This widget really is focusing on the kind of legacy contact center purposes, but it's leveraging a little bit of the AI. So you can see here from a number one topic perspective, the reason why customers are calling in is they were following up on a personal loan application. Of all of the interactions of the 2,177, over 10% are composed of personal loan applications. And we can see the standard reporting of average handle time, average hold time, average queue time here. All of these topics are created based on leveraging our conversation transcripts. So it's going to look at and review all the transcripts, and it's going to boil them down to these topics that it feels. Now, if you have a topic that you want to leverage, customers, or you want to make sure you can specifically identify a particular topic coming out in Q1, we have create your own topic as well. So now we're not necessarily forcing AI to generate all of the topics. You can actually include or introduce some of your own topics that you want to be measured on during the call. One of the things I pointed out here, though, I want to make sure it's important, is that what we call impact score. So now it's taking a metric that we predefine within the setting up and configuration of what is a perfect type of call for based on a topic. So we've defined certain thresholds. So we're saying based on the 10% of the calls, the agents were handling calls below a particular threshold for handle time and hold time. And so this score is a 1. It's 100% on target. But here, as we start to progress down, you can see from an impact score perspective, they're starting to reduce, meaning that we're starting to run into some time. So they're not quite meeting the thresholds that we've defined. So now we're getting lower quality scores. So, as I'm looking, we can always continue to see how we can improve things. For example, opening accounts, it was 0. So it did not meet any of the thresholds. So as a business owner, I could drill down into this and understand why, and maybe I can introduce some efficiencies. So the other areas here, of course, we have just the standard metrics around average handle time, queue time, and so on. Next, we're going to look at what we call CX performance. So again, the same topics that we introduced up above, we now drill it down to, hey, this is actually the number of calls that came in regarding loan process. But from an AI perspective, we can actually break it down into 2 areas. We can say, hey, what was the customer satisfaction score on this? Was it perfect at 1.0? And sentiment, was the customer happy? If they're happy, it's a 1. And if it's below that, they're starting to become more and more dissatisfied. So we can then actually, was the issue also addressed? So these are areas that we can, again, go through the configuration. And this is all customizable. This is not a fixed dashboard. So you can customize what information you want displayed on your dashboard. We have different areas showing, again, graph charts, donut charts, and so forth. I can say biggest movers. I can say what are some of the changes over the last 7 days that went from a positive to a negative or negative to a positive. And then last but not least, I'm going to drill down. I can actually take a look and see here's some critical interactions. I'm going to drill down. Here's my call ID. I'm going to actually open up the transcript and view into it here. And now the conversation transcript I was showing earlier, I can actually see, hey, on the left-hand side, here's the customers, here's the agent. And you can see here the customer's already coming in and is already irate. And then so in here, we actually can provide an overview of the topic, the resolution, and it says unknown, maybe because the customer hung up. The negative sentiment. And then we can actually use the AI summary. So now I have the ability to leverage all of these capabilities in here, associated phrases of helping Y understand. And so I can go through here. Now, the other thing too is I have the ability to download this, and maybe it's a good training experience if it was just one particular agent that was having an issue. And then again, some standard metrics that we normally offer in a contact center environment. And then finally, I can actually look at how are the agents performing within the contact center here. So I can see that Amy Ingram is not, well, actually in this whole contact center, it looks like Amy, as well as others, are performing about the same level here. And again, now you notice I clicked on Amy. I can actually drill down and see what calls she handled. I can see what critical interactions. So now I'm just reporting on Amy's type of calls. And last but not least, what we have here, this is our spotlight. So if I want to see what's going on, for example, knowledge and training here, was there any gaps in understanding the agent understanding the caller? Was there a delay in the resolution? So I can do spots like that. This is the area where I can also do drill down within the contact center of, hey, how well was that marketing campaign? Was it successful? What is the churn rate? Why is that there? So again, these are all very user definable in what metrics you see. All right. So I have about 16 minutes. I'm going to just jump to one more demonstration, and then I will kind of open it up. We'll kind of wrap it up from there, but I'll have some be available for questions. So here,
as you enter this phase, there was a question about AI agents, and if do you require the Five9 solution to leverage Five9 AI agents or bots? As you go with this, maybe you would just incorporate the answer.
Oh, okay. So, the AI agent, and this is going to be demonstration of our AI agent digital, so our chatbot capability. You as a customer have a lot of options. We know there's others, but what's the benefit here is that if you're already leveraging a Five9 contact center solution, one of the biggest benefits that you will have from our solution here is that as a customer is going ahead and putting in information and chatting with the chatbot, at any point during this conversation that user wants to speak to an agent live, the AI agent can transfer that entire chat history, that journey up to that point, to the live agent. The live agent can review it and then continue the manual chat process from there. That's one of the biggest advantages of leveraging a Five9 AI chat services over one of the other providers out there. today. And so as I queue that up, and if there's any other questions, glad to jump in. But I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of put my information. And what I'm going to demonstrate is, again, this is a financial chatbot. So I'm going to go ahead and begin the chat. Oops. And begin the chat. And so what I've done in the context of this chatbot, I've defined it narrowly in what it can offer to users. So in here, this particular chatbot is really restricted down to handling 3 areas: a loan request. It can take a look at my transaction history within my accounts. Did I go to the ATM and take out some money? Can I see that? Or your credit card details. What were the last 5 charges I had on my card? Or I can also ask some generic questions and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and start off. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start a loan process on this. And I'm going to kind of talk about what is kind of different from a legacy chatbot perspective to what an AI agent can offer. So I need a loan because unfortunately my cat had passed away and I want to have a funeral. And I need just a short-term loan to kind of cover some of the funeral expenses for the cat. So it's going to come back and it says, oh, I'm sorry to hear about your loss. Let's see if I can go ahead and start the loan process. So it took my information, the extra information about why I want the loan. It acknowledged it, but it said, okay, let's get to your loan process. Here's 4 areas. And again, this is only focusing on what we call pre-qualifications. But me, I like to provide extra information, probably more so than I should. So I'm going to say, you know what? I really am going to miss my cat. It was my best friend. And so I'm off topic of the loan process. But what does the AI agent do? It's providing me some sympathy. It's consoling me a little bit here, saying, I'm sorry about your loss. Pets are indeed like family and so forth. But it says, hey, to get this going, we need to know your credit score. So it's keeping me on task. Whereas a legacy, chatbot would have no idea what to do because I'm providing it more information than it would be used to see. So next, it's asking me for a credit score, and we're used to providing a credit score around a numeric value. So I'm saying 800, but I spelled out 800. So the benefit here is that the AI agent actually can take that and it says, oh, I know what he means. It's 800, 800, and so forth. So now it's going to come back and say, what is my annual income for that next step in the process here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type in some additional information. So I'm going to say, hey, here's my annual income. But, oh, by the way, I received a raise. So now the benefit here is that previously it would just only take the 105K, but now it's leveraging AI. It says, oh, great, on your recent raise, you're now annual. So it's calculating the additional 5K into my income to determine what my true income is. But now, as I have problems focusing on a particular topic. And so now I'm going to say, oh, what is Vault Safe? And that's one of the products that we have here. So remember, the AI agent has the ability to kind of go ahead and go through some of the different product stuffs here in here. And it didn't seem to like that. So I'm just going to type it out and try that. Let's see what happens here. And of course, from demo experience, there we go. It just didn't like what I typed in before. So it came back and says, oh, it's a product. Vault Safe is a secure documentation. So it's providing me this information during that middle of the of my loan process. So now I'm going to say, okay, that's good. But hey, so what is digital wallet? So I'm switching between topics left and right. So it's going to come back and say, okay, well, this is what digital wallet is. So now it's providing me all of that information. So I'm going to say, all right, I got it. And so the other thing too is you notice it's going to let me say whatever I want. So I say, okay, I forgot we were discussing a loan. So now I'm asking it like, oh, we were starting the loan process. Where were we? Where did I leave off? So it's retaining this credit score and this annual income, and it's going to continue to ask me again more information to complete that loan process. So I'm going to go ahead and type in, I think, and see here I mixed it up. I said I've got a numeric and spell out value of the value amount, and it went ahead and I said 5, and then I got 1,000 over here. So it interpreted it as regular 5,000. And I'm going to come back and say, okay, what is my current debt? And again, I'm just going to provide some information. And I'm just saying, hey, it's a car loan. So it's going to capture that as well. And it's going to provide me now a summary of all of that information. It's going to go through and explain everything. And so based on that, I qualify for a loan. So now, because of this pre-qualification, I can actually click on, say, I want to speak to a loan representative, so I can continue the chat. I can email for more details. I'll say, nah, I am good for now. And so now it's going to go, hey, all right, that's fine. And it's going to offer me up options for the conversation, the transcripts of the call. So I can do that. So it's summarized it here. It's given me the ability, and I can go ahead and say yes, and I have the ability to download those transcripts. With that, we have about 7 minutes left. Do we want to? We do have a couple, kind of a wrap up here.
There was one question that I might just address in the chat.
Yes, sir.
The question was, have your customers shared any cost benefit analysis from implementing AI in the contact centers aside from the qualitative you previously shared? Example, like any labor reductions or reduced forecast labor costs. The answer to that one is typically the ROI analysis is quite straightforward in terms of the way we look at it is we always want to understand what percentage of calls for, like, say, your top 3 call types. Maybe one of the top 3, just making up a scenario, is customers calling in to make a password reset. I know every organization's different, but where we typically want to look at that is if you know what your top 3 to 5 reasons are, and then what we could do is we can think about, well, what of those scenarios, if maybe we can automate with an AI agent two of the 5. Let's say that ends up being 20% of the call volume coming into the contact center. If we can automate that with an AI agent, then we typically, the ROI that would look like we don't need as many resources to answer the call. So let's say the call volumes go down by about 20% in that scenario. And then you can do a labor cost analysis based on that, whether you reallocate people to do different things. We do have some case studies that I can send to the group. We have one client in the hospitality space that was able to introduce AI and deflect some of their top kind of call types coming into the contact center. So anything you want to add to that there, Dwayne?
No, you got it, man. And I'll answer the last one here. I'm assuming this is regarding our AI agent capability. So we don't necessarily need a minimum data or processing. Really, the focus there is identifying the intent of what the AI agent is going to do, and then putting together all of the knowledge articles or information that you need to support that process that you want the AI agent to do. It looks like Leanne has a question here. So one moment. Let's see if I can find Leanne there. And do you want to type your question, or I'm going to see if I can unmute you for your question. Sorry, I'm just trying to find you, Leanne. So Um, one moment. Go ahead, Leanne. I assume that's you. All right. All right. So oh, sorry, you didn't mean to raise your hand. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
All right. Let me go ahead and I want to hit one more slide, and then I'm going to go ahead and pass it back over to Chris, and go from there. So, I'm sorry, was there a question?
No, I'm just gonna put the one of the case studies that I'm referring to in the chat. So whoever wants to download that, you're welcome to.
Perfect. Okay. Uh, so sneak peek of what's coming. So from Five9, and I'll just put this kind of largest. So our focus really is around leveraging the benefits of AI. Again, it's not necessarily a replacement, but it's to improve customer experience and make contact centers more efficient. A couple of things that I want to focus on from an agentic customer experience perspective. We have a feature we're going to be rolling out next year called Genius Routing. So now it's going to take a look at the intent of the caller, why they're calling in, and it's going to optimize it by saying, hey, I've got 5 agents over here, but that agent number 1 actually is more proficient in handling this request than the other 4. So I'm going to make sure I route that particular intent over. There needs to be no necessarily identifying press 1, press 2. It's just going to ask a series of questions, maybe through our AI agent or through the IVA to do. Agentic quality management, or AQM, is this, it's actually that next generation of quality management tools where instead of having to manually qualify, scoring an agent based on their performance, which may take up to 2 to 3 weeks before somebody gets to, it's going to do it real time post call. And so it's going to continue to do that. Evaluators still can look at their performance to see what's best, can tweak the responses, which then the AQM platform can then adjust or tune how it responds back on those. One view is our new management dashboard through our ACS acquisition. And what's nice is that this solution is now able to support many smaller contact center environments, roughly about 100 agents. But what's nice is it's wizard-based tool, it's wizard-driven to allow you to build dashboards. And then adaptive digital is the integration of WhatsApp into our web messenger. So now customers that are leveraging WhatsApp can now start to integrate directly into the contact center from a chat perspective. And with that, Chris.
Sure. Thanks, Dwayne. That was amazing. Thanks for that demo and getting through all those questions. Our wrap slide here, I know we're right on time here, but call to action. So in conjunction with Five9's, there's a little offer there to, if any interest of anything you've seen today or interest in the Five9 platform, reach out to us. We'll be reaching out to the group as a whole, just follow up for this webinar. But if we can qualify an opportunity with you, I think there's some savings to be had for onboarding presented by Five9. So as you can see here, a 6-month no cost starting up there. And then if you're at a position where you're not absolutely sure or not on the Five9 platform, but have some questions about AI in the contact center, things like that, we're also able to offer what is an AI impact workshop, just kind of analysis and seeing where you're at, evaluating what stage you're at in order to implement AI solutions as well. That being said, Anthony, am I right in saying that?
Yep. Yep. Both of these are accurate. I mean, really, the key message here is that you do not have to do this alone. We are here to work with you. If you have questions and would like follow-up meetings to talk about your specific problems, your specific goals. We will extend that 6 months free to you. All you need to do is reach out to Chris and Adam at OBS, schedule that meeting, and we are happy to extend that 6 months free, regardless of whether that is concluded, business is concluded by February 28th. Let's get the meeting set up. Let's start the conversations about your specific needs and goals, and let's help you progress.
Amazing. Thanks, Anthony. So with that, a couple minutes over, I'd like to thank everyone for participating and taking the time to listen to us today. And thanks to all the presenters. So much appreciated. Cheers, everyone.